This dotted line here is the system average, which sits just above 15%. So you can see here which classes are above and below the system average of the overall system. So as I mentioned, we forecasted results for a period of 5 years. We've got 4 here shown on this table. This top line here is showing the revenues under the rate recommendations and the expenses, and then the over-under collection on an annual basis. DCOH is days cash on hand. That is simply a metric related to how much cash reserves IED has, simply just cash in the bank, a savings account per se. That number stays right at about 180 days, which is a good solid metric, monitoring the financial health of the utility. DCSR is debt service coverage ratio. That's another metric that's monitored by the rating agencies like S&P and Fitch that rate the health of the utility. That number maintains right at about 3, if not above, depending on the year and the amount of debt that we're issuing or IED is issuing. And then finally, these are the related rate recommendations or changes over time that are recommended for the 3 years of the rate changes. We are recommending changes in 2025, 26, and 27. In 2028, there is no change in the rates. The proposed base rates are shown here at 19.68 cents, then 21.36, and you can see the changes year over year here on this line. And then finally leveling off in 2028, there are no more changes from 27 to 28. You can see here the ECA rate. So the ECA has fluctuated substantially, as Belinda showed in the previous slides, based upon power supply costs in the market. So as we do a cost of service study, we absorb that ECA into the rates. So the ECA, once the rates are changed and adopted and implemented, the ECA would go to 0 on your bill, and it would be recalculated from there. And then finally, you can see the amount of debt that is issued each year to help fund the capital program that's identified, that $1.3 billion that Belinda mentioned. So what does this look like on a class-by-class basis? Again, speaking in terms of what we call the average rate or the effective rate.